the other day, one of my closest friends told me he's a writer, and he got a meeting with a director whom he had admired for a very long time about possibly picking up a pilot that they had written. And I said, well, we have to celebrate. That's amazing. And he goes, well, anything could still happen. It might not go anywhere for all we know. And it really just brought me back to this concept of small wins that a friend of mine introduced me to. And the concept of small wins has to do with the fact that I think we so often get caught up in the big picture, the ultimate goal, the finish line, and this kind of metric or measurement that is all or nothing. And we judge our success, how content we are, our joy, fulfillment from that project based on that end goal. And yes, there's the expression, the journey is the destination, which is quite cliche, but the fact of the matter is, we don't stand a chance at getting to the finish line if we don't have all of these small building blocks. It would be impossible. Therefore, what you build that road to the finish line with is in a way more important than that. Just literally, it's called a line because it's so small, it's so insignificant compared to the entire road leading up to it that we are paving with these smaller accomplishments, these smaller steps. And so if we don't acknowledge all of that work, all of that effort, blood, sweat, and tears that we're making along the way, then first of all, that finish line won't feel as good when we cross it because we've just kind of shoved aside all the work we've done. Second of all, if we don't get there, which oftentimes we probably won't, if we have ambitious goals, we probably won't, then are we really just sacrificing all the work we've made along the way and not giving it the proper, not just acknowledgement, but celebration that it deserves? And so I think this idea of small wins is extremely, extremely powerful on a large scale, but also on a very simple, small scale, because it gives you something to latch onto. If you can just write down one small win you have a day. And so I did this for a week and have continued to. And sometimes, a small win is that new contract, that meeting. Sometimes a small win is an incredible hike. Sometimes a small win is celebrating a failure. Sometimes a small win is not working at all, and that one is actually a very big win. So sometimes these small wins are actually the huge wins because they are what shape our behaviors, what shapes our habits, it's what shapes our focus and the entire road we're on, which determines where we'll ever be able to get to or not. And so I'd love to just really encourage people to reclaim the power of your small wins. Be sure to acknowledge them. It also feels great to share them, celebrate them in some way. I'm going to do a whole nother piece on celebrating every day. Not the day itself, but, celebrating things like this, small wins or non-existent. You don't even have to win. Just living life more with the intention and the kind of joy that comes from celebrating. It's just so much fun, but I will get back to that in another point. So I'd really just encourage you to, for 1 week, try it. Sometimes you can even make them really entertaining things if you're going on your first virtual date, that can be a small win. If tried some bizarre, it can be anything. So try it. Maybe you even want to make an accountability group, get friends in on it, even just one other person, or write it down yourself. But I'd encourage you to do that. And my small win for today is finally forcing myself to record this and to be in front of you all on the video, recording the audio portion. And it's a big win, right? Because this is going to be launching a whole new style of content we're going to be doing, more casual, more short format. So it's a small win, but the small wins in the end are really the big wins.